Hey, I mentioned quarterbacks with bad Achilles. This is a good segue to my first overreaction. The Vikings have their best quarterback since Case Keenum left down. We've seen 2 games of Sam Darnold. It's probably going to end terribly. But I thought the decline of Sam Darnold was going to happen multiple times yesterday, and it did not. When you're sitting at the 3-yard line, Justin Jefferson's covered downfield. There's a couple of safeties there. Don't want to get too risky. Maybe you just kind of throw the ball away.
Check it down.
Nah, F it. Justin Jefferson's down there somewhere. 97-yard touchdown that essentially flipped the game on its head because the 49ers had just rattled off a drive that went, 9 minutes before then? So Sam Darnold, not afraid to make those throws downfield. It was like 50 yards. He chucked it.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no way in hell the quarterback before him, yes, I'm talking about Kirk Cousins, makes that throw. Then there's the end of the game. Sam Darnold is out there without Jordan Addison, who was out due to an ankle injury. Justin Jefferson is out with a quad bruise. Aaron Jones was off the field for a little bit, and they said, go in this game, Sam Darnold, do it. And it was big boy throw after big boy throw on third down, nonetheless. They capitalized 3 straight third downs on Sam Darnold passes. One of them to Jalen Naylor, I believe, where 3 defenders in there, where he's just like, I trust my receiver. I'm going to make a back shoulder throw, and Jalen Naylor is going to catch it. This says something about Sam Darnold and his relationship with Kevin O'Connell to the point where they're trusting each other. Kevin O'Connell trusts Sam Darnold to make the right decision. Is he always going to make the right decision? No. And that's why he's not a franchise quarterback. That's why the Vikings didn't go out and give him a 5-year, whatever $1 million deal to be their quarterback, because they believe JJ McCarthy is the guy who's going to be that answer. But I liken Sam Darnold to Case Keenum because Case Keenum had that great season. His stats looked awesome. But every time Case Keenum flipped the coin in 2017, it came up Vikings. Like, he made the right play at the right time at the exact moment the Vikings needed it. And I see the same thing in Sam Darnold. Whereas Cousins, it was excuses. It was the offensive line isn't holding up. I don't have a running game. The head coach hates me. All of these things. I just think that Sam Darnold, and it could blow up in my face. Hell, it could blow up tonight. Kirk Cousins is playing the Eagles tonight, although back-to-back primetime games for Kirko at Philly, at Kansas City. That's going to be a treat for Vikings fans, I think. But we've sat here for the last 6 years playing whack-a-mole, and on Sunday, things didn't go perfectly, and the quarterback found a way to win.
Yeah, I think like Case Keenum, Darnold kind of has this mentality now. It's his 7th year, I believe, in the league, of like, what does he have to lose? Like, at this point, like, people already think he's a bust. So like, when Justin Jefferson is in double coverage, if he gets a pick, it's like, okay, that's what people expect from me. So why don't I just throw it? And then when I throw a touchdown, people will be like, oh, wait a minute, he can do that. So like, he essentially. He has nothing to lose, where Kirk Cousins was always out there being like, oh, what if I get an interception? It's gonna ruin my passer rating, and then I'm not gonna get a good contract. So he would just, check it down to CJ Ham, or throw like an out route, a 4-yard out route to a tight end or something, or get a safety in that situation.
Do you think the contract was in his head though when he made those? Not to interrupt you, but I'm just
Kirk
saying,
Cousins?
I don't think he had enough time to be like, not a money throw.
No,
there.
I just think that's his mentality to begin with. That it's not even about the contract. He just doesn't. He wants to not make mistakes so much that he's really not willing to take the risks that you need to take to become that like upper echelon quarterback. Like some of the throws we see, a Patrick Mahomes make or a Josh Allen, you cringe at it. But at the same time, if it works, you're like, oh my gosh, that throw was amazing. Or like, how many times do those guys throw passes that are near interceptions? Like, so many times. I think Josh Allen led the league in interceptions last year. So like, these guys who are regarded as the best quarterbacks in the league, it's because they take those chances that other quarterbacks don't. Like, I was watching Caleb Williams last night, not to harp on him, but he kept throwing checkdowns, and I'm like, aren't you supposed to be able to know how to like throw downfield? Like, wasn't this your whole thing? Like, you got a big arm, you can just chuck the ball downfield, but he just kept checking the ball down. I think he was just worried about probably getting pressured because every time he dropped back, he got pressured. But yeah, the Case Keenum thing is interesting because it's probably going to end the same way for Sam Darnold as well, where even if he leads them to the divisional round or the NFC Championship, Vikings aren't bringing him back. He's going to go, and rightfully so, he's going to go somewhere else and make more money. But the plan is and continues to be JJ McCarthy is going to be the starter next year. So it's I feel good for Sam Darnold. I'm happy for him for his success because he's just been beaten down. I think if anyone watched Kevin O'Connell's press conference yesterday, you could hear it in his voice about how he was just basically like, hey, all you guys, all you doubters of Sam Darnold and stuff, like, you can go fuck yourself. And I think he sees a little bit of himself in Sam Darnold too, as well, because he was a quarterback. He was drafted his 3rd-round pick, but like he fizzled out of the league, and so he sees this kid in Sam Darnold who had all these expectations and couldn't live up to him, and everyone thinks he sucks now. So he kind of sees a little bit of himself in there and like wants him to succeed because he knows his potential, and he kind of wishes maybe he had someone like Kevin O'Connell wishes he had a Kevin O'Connell in his life to like take him under his wing and get the most out of him and pump him up where he might not have had that because he was with Bill Belichick, Rex Ryan. Who was he anywhere else? He was with the Patriots and Jets. Did he play anywhere else?
I don't think
Kevin
so.
O'Connell? No. So yeah, he wasn't really around the greatest guys who were, great job. He was with Tom Brady, but I don't know how Tom Brady was behind the scenes. But yeah, like this and we got like the full Sam Darnold experience too yesterday, where it was like threw that great pass to Jefferson. And then he threw that pick to Fred Warner, who made a great play. But Fred Warner's awesome linebacker.
Yeah.
And he threw that, and then did he fumble? No, Aaron Jones fumbled at the goal line. And the thing is that most impressed me most about was after those turnovers, where Darnold didn't get scared to keep throwing the ball downfield or intermediate, where the previous quarterback, he throws a pick or fumbles or whatever. He's trying to trying to avoid mistakes even more than he previously was. Like, he will take the easiest play that's given to him, no matter if it's a 2-yard gain or what, where Sam Darnold was just like, whatever, I threw a pick. We turned the ball over. Great. We still got a job to do, and we're going to go down there and do it. So I think that's what impressed me the most. Not even the 97-yard pass, but like to go out on the final drive, give the Vikings, that 2-score lead, and they won. So curious to see how the rest of the season goes because it's early and teams are going to probably, watch some tape and try and figure Darnold out. But we'll see how it goes because he's doing well, and it's I'm happy for him.